Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We have got a great one today. We have got the Nikko Raider and the Tyco Hammer. The year is 1992. Go back in time with me, guys.
Just get those wonderful toys.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey guys, welcome to another great episode of Radioactive RC Ranch. Look at these awesome blasts from the past. The year is 1992, and I guess you could say my RC collection is getting pretty serious.
It's big. It's bad. It'll blow your doors off. Turbo Hammer. There's never been a radio-controlled monster truck with this kind of speed. Rechargeable 9.6V turbo power. Kick in the turbo for extra speed. The world's fastest 9.6V turbo monster truck.
Let's take a look at these two magnificent relics. And, you know, I've got a lot of very valuable investments in RCs, but these two RCs are my most favorite and most precious toys in my collection. And believe it or not, they still work. Yes, that is a battery underneath there. And we actually fired it up not too long ago, and it fired right up and just went like a champ. What a testament to how well built these products were back in the early 90s. Now, these RCs are not what hooked me. Let me tell you a little story. I had a couple RCs before the Tyco Bandit. I actually took apart my first RC in 1986, right after it got run over by a car. Oh, that was terrible. But it allowed me to explore the hobby, and I dove right into it. It was actually the Tyco Bandit. I had both models. I had the original, and I think it was the Turbo Hopper. The original was yellow and black, and the next generation had a couple jazzy flares on it, just kind of like this. And I made a horrible decision, which is why I never will sell my RCs. I actually traded my most prized possession. I pulled with this Bandit. I had snow plows with it. I had so many miles on it. There wasn't any tread on the rear wheels. I loved it. It was my most precious toy. I worked with it and drove it every single day. But I ended up making a stupid trade. Everybody has those. Maybe it was your first car, maybe your first RC car, who knows. However, that is the reason why you do not see a Bandit in my collection. One day I might get one, but it's never going to be as special as something that I put so many miles on. Now, you might ask, why are these things so dirty? Why is it Radioactive you would let these things just get dusty and be all grimy on your shelves? Well, that is a good question, and it's got a really good answer. This, guys, you see this dirt? That dirt is from 1992, maybe early 1993. That is my dirt that I put on this. I earned it all, and these cars are exactly the way they were when I put them up. Look at that, no tread on the wheels. Golly, these tires are... You know, I almost switched up these tires, and then I thought I'll never be able to steer this thing again, so I kept the little knobbies up front and just enjoyed drifting this bad boy. This is such a cool car. This one you can actually take apart. You can... they started getting pretty sophisticated. How cool is it that I still have all the original clips? It's not easy to keep up with after all these years. I'll watch one will go flying across the room and I'll lose it forever. Look at this, guys. You guys remember the crystals for the remotes? Look at that. You had two speeds. Single suspension, solid axle, looks like a 380 motor. Now these ran on 9.6 volts, 9.6. Most of the Tyco and Nikko stuff ran on the 9.6. Some of them ran on the 7.2, but a lot of the smaller stuff just ran on this. And wow, it did great for what it was. So many saves on this bumper, so well built for its time. And a lot of these were modeled after the Tamiya and the Kyosha and all the hobby grade RCs of its time. So we'll put this body back on here. Wow, what a cool thing to see these cars out and off the shelf and sharing with you guys. This thing is just amazing. Look at that. You had to turn this little knob. Kids, if you're watching, this is how we adjusted our steering trim back in the early 90s. And look at that. There's our battery compartment right there. Still intact. We've got our high and low switch, our little wheelie bar, very sophisticated for the times, guys. And this thing just took a beating. I am really amazed how well these tires have held up. This thing was really the basher of the day. You could drive this thing off of a 3-story building and it would just take right off. There was no killing this machine. I mean, look at it. It's like a little brick. I mean, it's got that huge bumper up front. You got all this protection up top, on back. Wow. Phillips. Gotta love the Phillips heads. So this is just me taking a look at my past, and originally I had these in a box, and my son went and started digging up my past. How dare he, right? So he saw these and he said, "Dad, why don't you have these out and displayed?" And ever since then, I've had them displayed on a shelf. And every time I look at them, it takes me right back to my childhood. How valuable is that? If you're old enough and you have enough experience under your belt, you'll realize that that there is really nothing that brings back these memories like the toys that you played with as a child. So if you ever have these toys and they're really special to you and you're a kid watching, you should hang on to it. Trust me on that one, and don't sell it. And this is why Radioactive will never sell another RC. One RC sold, that's it. I have kept every single one of my RCs except for the ones that got absolutely destroyed. It was only after I got my first Stadium Blitzer and took the time to put together my first kit in, I believe it was 1994, 93. And then after that, I got my favorite RC of the time, the Tamiya Clodbuster. Wow, what an absolute monster that is. If you've ever seen me have my Clodbuster tires all over on track events and different things, that's because I have a lot of Clodbuster parts, and absolutely we will be putting one together in the future. I guarantee it. So there it is, guys. My blast from the past. The Nikko Raider. Look at this. Wow. And the Tyco hammer. All right, guys. Until the next one, we will see you Radioheads later.